What's up, Cancer Cluster Army? I'm up here in Cancer Cluster, Mooresville, North Carolina, where there is a contaminated coal fire plant, and they built much of the town on the radioactive toxic waste from the coal fire plant. Like this restaurant on the corner right here called Duckworth. There's 72,000 tons of toxic coal ash there, and they're renting part of the property to a farmer's market. It's the first ever farmer's market on top of coal ash that I know of. Their Lowe's, their Hobby Lobby, is beside their high school, where like 30 kids have gotten cancer who went there. It's right beside the high school at an apartment. It's called Palisades by Water's Edge. And people who are living at the apartments are getting cancers. And nobody's warning these renters that they're living on top of coal ash. It's absolutely ridiculous. This whole town needs to become a Superfund site. They need to get the scientists up in here to do proper environmental and health studies. Not the NCDEQ, because that's the people who allowed all this to happen. That's the people who run the coal ash reuse program. They need to be investigated. So you want to know what keeps me going? Coming out here and protesting and being ridiculous and trying to bring awareness. It's tough. It's tough to go do it by yourself, you know, most of the time. Get worked up to go do it. I picture my son's face. His beautiful face, his eyes, and everything that he went through that he did not deserve. Because we were not warned that this town, Mooresville, North Carolina, was built on toxic coal ash. Nobody warned us. Why did they not warn us? My son is dead because they didn't warn us. They're not warning people now. They've known for decades this stuff's toxic. They've had contaminated sites here, and yet There's still no warning signs. It's beside the school. It's all under their stores, their restaurants. No, not one warning sign. No warning for the businesses that are renting in these things. No warning for the people that are renting in the neighborhoods that were built by Duke Energy, who were allowed to use coal ash, by the way. My son grew up here. Every weekend he was up here. One of the kids he grew up with up here now has the same kind of cancer that my son got, which is testicular. All of the contaminated plants, coal-fired plants in North Carolina, have high rates of thyroid and testicular cancer beside them, along with several other types like brain, blood, lymphoma, colon, several different types, among other things, because it's all going ignored. They're literally living on top of it, working on top of this radioactive toxic waste. And they're not even doing proper inspections. And my son grew up here. He grew up playing golf on the golf courses built by Duke Energy and their home building arm, Crescent Resources, who were allowed to use the coal ash. Trump Golf Course. Crescent and Duke Energy built that. They built all them neighborhoods out there. They just did whatever they wanted to with their toxic waste. No one has cared. And our kids are dying. They're dying. And we're going ignored. We're going mocked. We're having to do ridiculous stuff like put up $2 signs and go protest in Grinch costumes to try to get some damn attention that our kids are dying. Every month we hear about new cancer victims. Nobody cares. Why don't they care? My kid matters. The next parent's kid is going to matter to get sick. But a few miles on into the distance is the contaminated coal-fired plant. It's under order of partial cleanup. There's 35 million tons of coal ash out there. They're moving 16 million tons back from the lake. That's the lake my kid grew up on, grew up fishing in, grew up boating on. I don't know. I just want everybody to remember it's out shopping on these stores built on coal ash and sending their kids to school beside coal ash. It's a risk. You're risking it. We weren't warned. We first learned of it about a year after my son got sick. He was in remission when we learned of it. He got sick in 2018. We learned of all the coal ash in the county grew up in late 2018, 2019. And then I lost him in late 2021. Came back twice. It's happening to so many people, but it's going ignored. It's going ignored until it happens to them. It ain't right. And prepare for Christmas. Think about what some of these other families are going through. How much you can tell just by sharing a simple post, just by talking about it, it's validating what's happening. You know, with the victims and what's going on. Thank God, Grinch Clutch Army, Carolinas, in Mooresville, North Carolina, where my son grew up and got cancer. First ever farmer's market on top of coal ash that we know of, selling Christmas trees, and you got Santa up there and all kinds of other stuff. And nobody's paying attention. I got blocked for talking about it, of course. It's on that other corner over there. 72,000 tons of coal ash. At the Duckworth Josh's Farmers Market.